Welcome to Bullish and Beyond. It's Beery the Bull. I'm your AI co-host. Join myself, Brian the MacMan, and JT Knows Things while we dive deep into the world of stocks, crypto, and how to live a bullish life. It's time to get bullish, and there's no better place to start than right here. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, welcome to Bullish and Beyond, where we are bullish about all things stock, crypto, and life. And wow, it's been a wild week. I am bullish on Tesla. It's hitting all new highs. Very exciting. I want to welcome our special guest today, Justin Escar. And he is the founder and CEO of Virtua Consulting Group. He's also a real Apple-focused IT business. You guys know I love Apple. He helps do managed services, cybersecurity, compliance, all that revenue that helps people compound. And he does not chase any trends. He helps you do all the things you need if you're Apple business. Also, he runs ACES Conference, where Apple consultants can talk, grow, and find great leadership. Awesome conference you should check out every year. And he thinks like an operator and an owner, which is exactly what we're bullish on. Justin, welcome to Bullish and Beyond.
Thanks, man. I need you to walk around and follow me and just introduce me to people that way, in public from now on. I want to go to a conference. I want to go to a conference and I would tap you on the shoulder and be like, introduce me to that person. You just go up, you do that thing, and then I just show up behind you.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I'll call you on any stage you want, man. Let me know.
Exactly.
I know, I'm getting jealous. He never introduces me that way,
It's funny, actually, before this podcast, you guys both can go by JT.
Yeah.
So who knows who we're going to introduce?
It's very rare that I do run into another JT, let alone another Justin. And funny enough, I actually have a Justin who works for me as well. So whenever we're on emails, we always have to say Justin 1, Justin 2. And I was like, this is annoying.
So confusing. But you guys both do software. You both have a tech, background.
We both have nannies. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, it's an inside joke. We'll get to it later.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so funny. So Justin, I've been on your podcast multiple times. Really cool show. What's your podcast called again?
So I have the All Things MSP podcast. It's a group on Facebook that was founded by Eric Anthony, and he blessed me to be the host of our show. 3 years in the running so far, and that every week talking about tech and things for MSPs, managed service providers. So if you're an IT service provider, if you're doing some sort of monthly recurring revenue, you're taking care of clients and their technology, you are basically an MSP. It's a generic term. No one cares. And so we talk about all the things that are related to that, which is changes in the community and technology and cyber and security and compliance and all those kind of things that you mentioned earlier. We actually just came back a couple of weeks ago from IT Nation, which is this huge 5,000 person conference that I was blessed to actually be able to present and do.
Vegas?
It was in Orlando.
Okay, nice.
But I was blessed. I got to do a presentation there on fear, which was super awesome. And then I spent the rest of the time doing podcast interviews with people that have been long time in the community and doing man on the street stuff. So really happy about that. And then starting next
fear.
Yeah. I talk a lot about emotional stuff. We'll get into that later. And then I don't know when this is going to drop, but starting February 2026, I'll be the host of the new Channel Pro Network's IT Nightmares podcast, which will be coming soon. And we'll be talking to IT providers and letting them share their stories about so many IT nightmares. Yeah. So totally blessed and happy to be able to do that stuff on top of all the things that I already do, with Virtua and ACES and everything else I do, myself.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I got some content IT nightmares with Apple.
You'd be surprised. I mean, I know you and I know each other a long time, and we never really competed in that space. But I got a guy who emailed me today. He's like, I can't get into Google, and I'm like, it's the end of the year. Just go home. Stop working. But no, I had to go and fix it at 9 a.m. It's just what it is.
People need their handheld on some of those things. I mean, they forget their passwords. I'm like, save your passwords. Somebody
posted they make a notebook, an actual notebook that's it literally says I've written my passwords in here, and all of us are
20 years ago, yeah, but now come on. I mean, I save mine in Safari. Do you use Safari or 1Password? What do you use?
I'm a 1Password person because we use it for our team, and then really nicely if you pay for the better version of 1Password, you get a free personal account. So I have a personal account that I share with my wife, and we keep all of our kids' stuff in it.
Okay,
that's pretty cool.
Don't hack me, bro.
I am
do
stuck
you do,
in that
JT?
period of time. Yeah, it is 2 copies, physical paper, never touches, pixels ever. And I have
Oh,
one in a
wow.
safe and then the other, with another party that I.
Is that for your cold storage Bitcoin, or that's for your actual
You
normal
know,
passwords? Let's clarify.
since I've been in crypto a while, it started with the crypto, and then I was like, I might as well do it for my bank accounts, and then I was like, screw it. It just became a habit, and I feel safe just because like none of my passwords are stored.
I create 2 new passwords a day from logging on new websites. So if I had to write down these 16-digit hexadecimal passwords on paper, it would blow my mind.
But this is why, hold on, to JT's point, right? Like, this is why I like 1Password over the other password providers. Number one, as of recording, 1Password has never been breached like LastPass or Dashlane. And the reason for it is how they actually store their passwords, because the passwords are not stored online. It's a cryptographic, like, lock that's local to your device. So it has to match like certain components as well as your 1Password to get into the vault. That cryptographic system is synced online, but without the secret key and the password, you can't access it online. Whereas a lot of the other ones start online and come downstream. So it's a little bit different. So
Interesting. Someone has to have access to your physical hardware then and have your key.
And you need the secure key and the password and your username and whatever. And so when you sign up for 1Password, they give you a recovery sheet, like a PDF to print, and it has your security key on it, and you put your password in. And I have mine, I mean, if someone's going to murder me, it's in my safety deposit box. It's a bank that my wife has control on. I don't even know where it is, to be honest. But like, my wife has a copy of it. My mom has a copy of it. And so that way, God forbid something happens to me, they can get into all my stuff. But like, that's,
your house burns down, you can go to your mom's house to get the paper.
I can go to my mom's house. Yeah. I have my secret base, my lair with my backup computer somewhere.
That sounds like
they have to get your mom and you in a room, and
yeah. If that's how they do it, I don't know much about 1Password. Like, that makes me feel a lot better. Ledger, it's a cold storage wallet. They're trying something where it's that plus sharding. So like even the synchronicity. Yeah. So like you would basically have 25%. Yeah. Sharding with a D.
He's saying with a D. He's saying SHARD. You and I are hearing something. Yeah. You and I hear something.
I heard it differently.
Yeah.
That's the Morrow coming out. That's my bad. It's where you take 25% of the actual passkey and store it in 4 different locations on 4 different devices.
So it's right? You're creating like newsgroup files like pars and rars across the plant, or your RAID. You're raiding your password.
Yeah,
you're creating shards. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So what they're trying to solve. It's interesting. We've never had a cybersecurity guy on here. He would appreciate some of the technology these companies are building.
You still haven't. I mean, I know enough. I know enough to get in trouble. I know enough to get in trouble for sure. Yeah, because we're really big.
Should I be worried about using iCloud for my passwords? Those are stored in the cloud for sure, but you'd have to have access to my iCloud password to get into that.
Do you have 2-factor authentication on?
Yes.
Yeah, you're fine. To a degree. The other thing though is like we're really big into compliance. So like certain tools like 1Password are compliant in certain compliancy regions, right? So SOC 2, 1Password is SOC 2 compliant. I believe it's also HIPAA. Don't hold me to that one. So when we're doing compliancy for clients, and we usually use the NIST framework for a lot of our compliancy stuff.
Yep.
We can slip 1Password in because it will satisfy those requirements, which is another reason to do what we do for our clients. Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Let's talk about money though.
Yeah,
I like
money.
Let's
get into it. We keep our money safe though, so passwords are crucial to keeping money safe, especially
it's
when
a
you're
part
on
of
a
it.
blockchain.
Yeah,
I tend to say this a lot. I'm a white Jewish kid from Long Island. I know where I stand in life. Let's talk about money.
Oh my God, I love it. So before the podcast, actually, you mentioned something super cool. I'd love to dig into that. You mentioned you have a family LLC that's like a holding company for some of the extra businesses you start.
Yeah.
And you do some really cool side businesses. I mean, I love side hustles. You might have more than I do. I mean, tell us about what you have going on there.
Not anymore. Not you. I watch you. I get your Instagram feeds. You're like, I'm doing a podcast. I'm selling houses. I'm flipping cars. I'm like, what do you? You're like the new Gary Vaynerchuk of South Florida.
Well, I have no full-time job, so I have to come up with these fun side hustles to, have fun and stay busy.
Yeah, no, I'm all about this. It's weird. I'm all about the side hustle. My main company, Virtua, is doing very well. Let's backtrack a little bit, right? We've been in business for 17 years. We have clients across the United States. I have offices in Des Moines, Columbia, Missouri, Miami, Florida, LA, Denver, Colorado, New York.
Miami? I didn't know that. You never come down to visit me.
We'll get into that. Yeah, we have an office in Miami. So that's doing really well, right? We've grown that business organically. That is being an Apple consultant. We're backed by Apple because we're on the consultants locator. So if you have a Mac in your business and you need help, you go to this website, you type in a zip code, you find us, boom, we help you. Done. Cool. That's doing really, really well. From that, I started making apps back in the day. I had a company called Autrieve. We had Sign My Pad. It was our big PDF signature application. This is pre-DocuSign, pre-EchoSign. Sign My Pad, yeah. Huge app for a long time. We got into fights with Apple, Wired Magazine, Inc. Magazine. It was great. Got a lot of publicity from that.
Apple tries to fight every single good app. I swear. It's insane.
Yeah. So had that. We actually shut that down. But while that was going on, I started going to tech conferences and talking about the reverse of the 4-hour work week from Tim Ferriss. I was saying, if you do 4 more hours of work a week, you can make $80,000 selling software. And that got me meeting a lot of other Apple people and realizing there was no conference for business, right? Because I'm an entrepreneur first, I'm a technologist second, which is a big difference in a lot of people in our industry. So I started the ACES conference, kind of as a side hustle also, where we bring together Apple consultants and we talk about business, marketing, management, sales, finance, personal development, fear. That's another one we talk about there.
It sounds like a great funnel and networking opportunity there.
Yeah. And we're going into our 12th year. It's actually because of that conference, I met other Apple consultants who I've then acquired, which has allowed me to get those offices in Des Moines and Columbia, Missouri, and Denver.
Got it. I remember last time when I sold my company OWC, you mentioned you were about to acquire another business.
Yeah. So that's what stems that up. And then in my free time, because I do have 2 young kids and multiple businesses, I do fun stuff to keep the entrepreneurialism going. So that's T-shirts. I make funny T-shirts. I have a T-shirt that says "You're muted" on it, which I released during COVID, and I put it up on Amazon because it's free. And like some dude bought it. Some dude bought it and took like a picture of himself wearing it. So I have a picture of some random guy wearing my T-shirt that I designed in the Amazon review. It's like hilarious.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so
are your kids involved in the T-shirt and other businesses?
No, not really. Not in that one. No. But then, was it last year? It was last year, 2024. Hanukkah was rolling over New Year's. And a couple of years ago, for the first time, Hanukkah rolled over Thanksgiving, and some kid made what was called the menorah. It was a menorah that was shaped like a turkey. And he made like a lot of money about it and whatever. And my wife and my wife's very creative, were like, we got to come up with something. So we came out with the New Year's menorah. So we call it Happy Jew Year. And it's a menorah with a New York Times ball, the one that drops, like in the middle of it, like a disco ball.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Got that out there, got interviewed by I think it was like the Jewish Life Agency or something like that. And that got syndicated to a bunch of other like Jewish magazines. The funny thing is I have a friend, this guy.
Just find out about it.
Right. And so like, that's what helped. But like someone who's in the industry who works for a company called PCs for People out in Chicago, like he emails me out of the blue and he sends me a picture of they printed the article with a picture of me and my wife in it. He's like, this is you, right? And I was like, yeah, where did you see this? And he like lives in Chicago. They had like reprinted it in the magazine. So we have that. And then I recently started making simple games on iOS. Like it's literally called playsimplygames.com. And I'm just making.
Speaking of menorah, has anyone made one that's combined with Christmas?
No, I don't think so.
Seems like another opportunity. Can we
set that up? Menorah tree?
Yeah.
You would have been a customer.
Bush. Yeah.
You would have been a customer, Brian.
So
I went to your house. Yeah.
Exactly, because I mean, I'm celebrating both. You know, my wife's Catholic and I'm Jewish, so like, I feel like.
And your mom is disappointed. Yeah.
In that boat.
That's pretty good.
A good one. I like that.
Sorry. At this point, everyone is like, "Who is this person?"
This is awesome. Fun podcast. No, but that's a good opportunity because there's so many people I think now that are interfaith that even if it doesn't even overlap Christmas, because obviously it's maybe every third year or whatever. I think people would just buy it regardless
because it looks good. That was the thing when we were making our menorah. We wanted something that looked good. Like it doesn't roll over New Year's this year, but all of our friends have been taking pictures of their menorahs with the disco ball and putting it up.
It needs to look good enough that you leave it out, right?
Exactly. So we have the menorah thing, and then I started making these games.
Dreidel.
And
dreidel tree. Make a dreidel tree.
A dreidel tree, yeah.
Dreidel tree?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just coming up with ideas as entrepreneurs here,
I had no idea what a dreidel was till I went to your place and I seen it. So
JT's first Hanukkah with me.
Yeah, you could make that. You could make a tree. I bet you could figure out a creative way to put a tree on a dreidel.
I definitely can.
JT shows up strong for Hanukkah. He brings a bottle of good scotch with him,
nice.
So
you know where it's
I didn't know what to do. I did
Hanukkah is a back-to-school holiday. That's the problem, right? Like, people believe Hanukkah is like a really important holiday. It's technically not. It's a back-to-school holiday, and I like to joke around that, like, we're so Jewish. We wait for the back-to-school in September to go on discount, and then we buy it and we give it to our kids in December.
Oh, my God. So funny. All these holidays are made up. I mean,
it's all made up.
Hilarious, meme about Christmas the other day, like...
Christmas was invented by Coca-Cola. Everybody knows that. No, I'm not kidding.
No, I remember.
I believe it at this point. Yeah. I believe it. I mean,
that's how St. Nick got spun up.
As soon as the food pyramid came out, that was a lie, and that being drilled into my head from 5 to
Whoa, wait, hold on, you're blowing my mind. The food pyramid's a lie?
Yeah. Oh yeah, complete scam.
I gotta go,
dude.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta walk out of here. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, fat should almost be on the bottom of the pyramid. Like, that's actually what you need to live.
Yeah, 100%.
I just lost 70 pounds. You're telling me I should reverse course?
No. Healthy fats and the right ones.
Oh, all right. Fine.
Yeah.
You actually do look really good. What's the secret, man?
Drugs.
Isn't it always? Right?
Marijuana, but not...
No. Wait, okay, actually, it's funny that you mentioned this because last year we got interviewed by... It was an organization, I have to look it up. It was an organization geared towards Latino Jews. And they came into our house and they interviewed my wife and I about the menorah, and they did this whole thing and it was on Instagram, whatever it is. And I saw myself on camera and I looked really heavy and I was very upset about it. So I reached out.
Change.
And so I reached out to my business coach and I was like, what should I do? And she's like, why don't you try basically Ozempic, right? It's a semi-glutide mix. And so I did some research. I found some company that will give it to me with, no questions asked, because that's how they all work, and started just doing drugs. Yeah. I'm not kidding about the drugs thing. I've lost 70 pounds in a year.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Just to balance. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. No, I've heard some people have great success.
So let's get back to the family thing, because that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have the menorahs. I recently started doing these simple games, right? Literally like bingo, tic-tac-toe, rock, paper, scissors, guess the hand,
games that war.
Simple games, no ads, 99 cents. The reason I did this is the family LLC. So I've been really into learning about the billionaire's method, right? How is it that these people who make a lot more money than three of us combined are able to continuously grow their wealth and not pay taxes? And I grew up on the idea that all debt is bad, right? It doesn't matter. Even a line of credit in the business.
Most people have that wrong way of thinking. And
well,
we're not taught. I mean,
that's what we're taught.
Our parents always told us, don't be in debt, save all your money. And you're like, no.
Right. And so
leverage.
Doing research, that's exactly it, right? Doing this research, it was like, well, if you have a company that's worth $100,000, you could take a loan from a bank and put the company up as collateral and get sorry, not 100. Let's say it was $100 million. You can get $80 million in a loan without actually taking the money out of your investment account. Yeah. Right?
That's what Elon Musk does. He doesn't sell his Tesla stock. He just
exactly
$40 billion.
That's exactly right. Right. And so that I've been learning more about it. And truth be told, I've been using ChatGPT, and I was very anti-AI in the very beginning, but in the last 3 months, the deepness of its intelligence has gone up. And granted, it's just a search engine. I understand that. But using that, I was like, help me build generational wealth. And I gave it more than that as a prompt. I'm just shorthanding it for this conversation.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, what do you have? And I said, I have Virtua, it's worth this. I have this LLC that we have for the menorahs, but it's not really doing a whole lot. I have this, I have that. I have an investment account with ML. I have 401k. And ChatGPT bounced ideas back and forth. And of course, I cleared this with my accountant and my lawyer. So like, I'm not doing anything illegal. That my LLC that we have for the quote unquote family should be paying for all the things that we use on a regular basis. Like, it's the company car, not my car. It's the company cleaning lady. It's not my cleaning lady, right? Or like things like that. The snacks that we buy for the house, like they're company snacks. My kids are employees. Now, granted, we're not at that level for this to work, but that's where we're trying to get to with this family LLC. The idea is that the family company can make money. It can invest in the S&P. It can invest in assets. It can buy my house out from me. It can do a lot of things. Because think about this: you ever live in a rental?
Just helping your kids and starting a Roth 401k for them and stuff
exactly
like that, and funneling the money in and taking the write-offs.
You ever live in an apartment before, a rental?
Yeah.
Who'd you write the check out to? You didn't make it out to the owner of the building. You made it out to like East 80th Street. Yeah, East 80th Street LLC, because they just made an LLC for that building. Like, that's the way to do this. And that's kind of what I was trying to get at ChatGPT, to be able to build this the right way. So like, money is being funneled in, even if it's just like pennies, it's starting to build it up. And then, over the next couple of years, because this takes time and I'm a little late to the game.
The best thing is you got started. I think that anyone here listening that hasn't got started with ideas like this, there's no better time, than now.
Yeah.
And you look back 20 years from now, and had you not started, you'd have nothing. But that family LLC could be worth millions in 20 years from now. So it's like, I applaud you for getting that going.
Sorry, I forgot to put my computer on focus during the call. I apologize.
This is what happens when you have all these great IT clients. Blowing you up.
I actually have some experience with that oil investment. We cover it on here every now and then, but I pooled my family's money to get direct working interest in a bunch of different oil opportunities. And then that cash flow, and we could share in the, paper losses, right? So we all could, this would be the first year I'm getting a refund, like, ever. And then we also
give you a refund. Wow.
I mean, the $50K I put in, I'm going to get a $44,500 something loss against my active income. So that's pretty nice. Yeah. And I pay quarterly and I pay over, right? Because I'm a good boy. And, getting that loss in Q4.
You got to play quarterly and pay extra 10% or the government doesn't like it.
Yeah. So that Q4 loss is going to, I basically already paid too much taxes now. So, it's just, now it's just from the timing. But the cool thing is the distributions should net out once it's stabilized to like Q2 next year to roughly 50% a year, maybe 60% a year. And all that cash flow is going into that entity. And then we can decide at that point what we want to do with that once we recoup our principal. The fund has 118% pref. So, I mean, he doesn't make money until we get our principal back. And, plus 18%. So we'll be able to make other decisions inside of other LLCs owned by this LLC, right? And then you can eventually transfer the ownership, from what I understand, of the family LLC into a trust. And at that point, you have a lot, you don't have to worry about estate taxes, all these different things, because you don't directly own it anymore, right? The trustee can, is responsible.
I had a call yesterday with some crazy tax guy, and we were going all into that about how the trust can own everything, and like literally it's not even possible to pay tax because you're the investment advisor, not the trustee. And I worry about that relationship. I was like, is there any way that the trustee can do something with your money that you don't want? And you're like, no, it's not how it works. And I'm like, but what if? Like, legally, can they? Like, I think so. I don't know.
If they want to,
despite what my mom wants, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't tell you.
if they want to keep their acceptance into the bar, like, they're going to listen to whatever is contractually written. So like either you meet an attorney who's incredibly like corrupt and is like, yeah, I'm just going to take this and leave.
Yeah.
Well, Brian does live in Miami, so there's that's every other block. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got
to be careful. You
trust this guy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But I'm sure you guys are entrepreneurs. I mean, I know I have lawyers that are truly friends, like, people that I do trust. One's my business partner. So, I think if you're in business long enough, you develop those relationships.
Yeah.
But, it is, that's probably your biggest risk. You have that counterparty risk of the trustee. But the upside's pretty significant. I mean, especially if you hit a lick, as the young ones would say, inside of like, if this oil thing really works and that is now not being taxed against my active income, right? Like that is a huge upside. These oil wells spit out money for 30 to 50 years. So, the upside.
That'd be the next step for Justin then, after his LLC has gained all this money from his gains and his crazy awesome menorah sales, and he's paid his family members out and everything else. Then he can start investing that money.
Well, that's the idea, right? The LLC itself has to invest in those assets, whether that's oil or real estate or whatever. Like, I think Grant Cardone does this the same way, right? Like, it's just you have the company buy all of the stuff. The company pays everybody. Yeah. Like, it's not tax avoidance.
My companies pay my cell phone bills and my internet and stuff because my businesses actually use them.
Right. Like, it's not tax avoidance, but it's tax like reduction at best. There's plenty of things that you need to do.
It's made for us to take advantage of it. You just have to learn it and find someone that can help you out. So
exactly.
Like you did your research. I like it.
Yeah, ChatGPT did me a solid.
I have an alternative perspective on the tax code. I look at it as an incentive program. So what you're actually doing, they give you these benefits, and it's not tax avoidance. It's in the code. They give you these benefits to try to incentivize people to contribute to the GDP of America. Starting a business, hiring people, taking lines of credit, eating up the M2, growing our economy. Those are all things they want. So they're going to aid you in the form of these tax incentives to go out.
They don't make it very known though. Like it's not. You have to like Justin did. Research on ChatGPT. If you have friends that talk about it, but like they don't teach you a lot in school. But they don't teach in school how to avoid taxes and invest in America. That's not a thing.
No, and that's the indoctrination. I mean,
that's why we have this podcast to help teach people some of these things they might be missing out on.
It is public, though. I mean, they do tell you. You just got to know the websites or use a tool that can find them. And,
it's also it's also understanding, like, I've talked to plenty of people and that are much, much smarter than I am. And I always say, like, I'm never the smartest person in the room. I'm just the loudest. The issue being is, like, I get all this information, but, like, I can't follow an episode of Palm Royale or Game of Thrones, let alone understand like the US tax code, right? So like, I just look at it as like, what's the best thing that I can do right now for me to make the next possible move? Like, I know what my end goal is. Let me play backwards from this game, right? Like,
take some action each year towards that goal.
Like I've always joked around that I want a private jet with the virtual logo on it from wing to wing on the bottom, so when it flies over, everybody can see it, right? And then I had on my like dream board like a 280, a Gulfstream 280, and then one day I changed it to a 380, and my wife was like, "Wow!" I was like, "I don't want to show up at the party and be like, I have a private jet, and then I'll be like, oh, you have the little one." Like my ego can't take that. So
6-seater, I mean, come on.
Yeah, like how dare I? But like, in order to get to that level of like wealth, there's so many. Like, you don't go from just owning a business to owning a plane. Like otherwise Brian would have one by now. Like there's so many other steps in between to get there. And I feel like doing this thing, even just for anyone who's listening, like getting an LLC, go to LegalZoom.com and start an LLC in your state. It's like, I don't know. I think I paid $400.
It's even cheaper if you file it yourself.
Right. And then just do something. Like, I think the biggest piece of any of this is too many people saddle themselves.
Side hustle these days.
No, but it's not even that.
Enough money.
Too many people saddle themselves with inaction. Nobody takes action. Like when I host the conference,
they'd rather watch Oceans or Palm Royale, like you said. I mean, I'd rather go start a new business.
Like one of the questions when we take tickets for ACES conference, one of the questions we ask is always like, what do you want to learn? And I am not kidding when I tell you this. And Brian, you know the people who've been to the show, so you understand this group, right? Yeah. 12 years running, the amount of times that question that gets filled in is, how does Justin have time to do all the things that he does? Right?
He doesn't sit idle. Takes action.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
People
I've played in the hardware game.
They mess around for a freaking hour before they even get started working. I just plow right in.
Yeah. I've played in the hardware game. I've played in the software game. I've played in the services game. I've played in the consulting game. I've played in the one-on-one coaching game. I run a mastermind. I have a podcast. I have a second podcast. I wrote a book. I wrote children's books. I wrote an adult coloring book.
I have your children's book.
You do my children's,
yeah. The Snuffle.
The Sneezy Dinosaur. I have an adult coloring book. Can we curse on this show?
I don't have that.
Yeah.
Yes, just a little bit.
All right. Yeah. So literally, like, every picture is just an outline of an animal, and it says like fish, dog, goat. Like, it's the funniest thing. Like, I will just put content out there.
Is that a digital app or it's a real?
No, it's you go on Amazon and buy it. They'll print it and send it to you.
Yeah.
How do people find that? Our listeners, what do they search for?
I think if you just search my name on Amazon, if you search Justin Escar, you'll find a plethora of things that I've done.
Okay, so
and
go to Justin Escar's store, get his menorah. Find all
I do need to rebuild my own website for my speaking gig stuff, but and then I'll have a listing of all of my stuff on there. I don't have that right now.
All your merch.
All my merch, yeah.
We're very similar, dude. It's getting creepy. I have a book on Amazon as well.
We don't have the same haircut, though.
No, I still have hair, which I'm grateful for.
Oh
Hopefully
my God, that's funny.
This keeps, but
he has a lot of hair back
do
there.
the same thing.
It looks like Jesus if he takes it out, so be careful.
The J and JT is Jesus. It's Jesus done.
When one episode, he put his sunglasses on. He acted like Sunglass Jesus. So
Sunglasses Jesus.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous. The O light did not look good, so we X'd that after one episode.
It was pretty funny though.
Yeah, that's my persona on TikTok and things. I let my hair out.
All right, now I'm feeling behind now. I actually got rid of some of these products I had and stuff like that. I gotta spin these things back up now again.
Yeah, man.
It's fun.
I was trying to focus more and having fun and doing other stuff and like water activities. I gotta start some more businesses.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's start a business right now, Brian. Let's start a business right now, right? What the
menorah tree? We could have that live.
No. I'm already. I got that one done. I've already built it. You guys, when you weren't watching, I already own. I bought dreideltree.com.
You know what's frustrating? My number one app that I ever made.
Yeah.
It was crushing it. I was making like $300 to $500 a day. It was called Jew Booth, and you would mock up a person with all these fun Jewish accessories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was 100% 5 stars. Every comment was like someone that was Jewish, like this is the best thing ever in Sunday school, blah blah blah. Apple randomly called me and said, "Hey, some Jewish group complained that you're defaming them and all these things." I was like, "What do you mean? I have a disclaimer. This is for fun. I'm Jewish. Everyone loves it. It's 5 stars." They cut it 5 minutes later and says, "No, you're not allowed to."
You can't do ethnicity.
You couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But the app was killing it. So I mean, I was thinking about we should have another app for this that's like a menorah with the tree and stuff like that. But for some reason, someone will get mad about it. And probably
actually, it's funny that you bring this up because we're having a hard time getting Happy Jew Year into Google Merchant because of the same thing, because they don't like the word Jew in the name. And I was like, it's okay if I say it.
If you trademark it first, would that matter? Maybe.
I don't think that matters. No, okay. I don't think that matters. But I think the takeaway is that you and I are Jewish, and that Jewish people make a lot of money because we're bored. That's not
it's fun to talk about Jewish stuff. We're not. Yeah,
that's not what we're trying to get at.
Having fun. Everyone's laughing.
I hope everyone who's listening is laughing because this is funny to us. This is not this is not stereotypical like the Jews own the bank thing. Like this is just me and Brian having fun.
Honestly, this might be the first time I am now just having a light bulb moment where minorities actually struggle with some of that. Like if you are trying to own your ethnicity in humor, you get stonewalled because like me, I'm an Irish guy, right? I say Mick all the time. Like I'm Irish and I can make fun of Irish people all day and no one bats an eye.
There's a great comedian. His name, I think his name is Matthew Broussard. He's Jewish, but he looks like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, and he makes a whole thing about this. But the best part is he's from New Orleans, and he has a great bit about like his grandmother having like this very like Cajun accent trying to say Jewish words. It's so good. It's so good.
Check it out.
Yeah, that sounds right up Brian's out.
All right, so that's the family thing, right? So we're building up this generational wealth, and you know, I also have the standard stuff, like I have brokerage accounts for my kids, you know, that we put a couple many, you know, my kids are 10 and 6, so as long as I'm putting $100 a month in, by the time they're old enough for it to matter, or God forbid the day I die, it'll be massive.
What
know,
what are you putting the $100 in? Are you picking tech stocks, or are you going fund, or what are you doing?
It's a mix of everything. I am very heavy on tech, you know, Apple, Tesla, of course. We've started to do more fund stuff.
Tesla are peaking right now, so
yeah. KRE, ITOT, whatever those are. Oh, hey, we got a couple AMD shares in there. I tried to sneak in some Nvidia before AI blew up. You know what I did?
It's down today. I think it's because Oracle had a bad news come out that they're not getting funding for one of their data centers, or having issues with the funding.
I think the problem with Nvidia and AI just in general, and it's not like this is hard, is that everyone's going hard on AI, but the return on investment in AI from the amount of money that these companies are pouring in, Google, Microsoft, and Apple, it's so little right now. And so that's causing problems for them. I will say, I think one of the best moves I made
3 to 5 years from now.
Yeah. One of the best moves I think I made, despite what my finance person said, was during COVID, I put money into United Airlines because I knew it would bounce back because no one was flying during COVID, but I knew that at some point the pandemic would end.
Tripled since then?
Something like that, yeah. And I also have a lot of Home Depot. I've had Home Depot since I've been 13 years old. My uncle used to work there. Yeah, that's a lifer kind of move.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel the same way about Apple.
So yeah.
Everyone keeps telling me to sell my Apple, and I'm like, Apple's coming. I mean, and you see all the rumors too. Like, Apple's roadmap for the next couple years is going to be amazing, I think.
I think the problem with Apple is we've reached the point of diminishing returns on new processors. I think that's true of Apple and Intel. I think we've hit the point because it's no longer about speed,
The M5
right?
is that much better than the M4.
Correct. And to be honest, it's not that much better than an M1 in reality. It's just a little bit faster and uses less, right, for the average person. I'm talking about the average person, not like us, right? An M1, which came out in 2020, versus an M4, M5, which is out now. Speed-wise is comparable. Power consumption is lower. Okay, so they can make the battery last longer. Most people are just going to keep their laptop plugged in all day long anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
That was the reason I upgraded my last laptop from my M1 to my M3 Pro.
Was for the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even go to a 3-hour conference for my battery was going to die.
But so that's the thing, right? I think that's the only real reason. But so I think we've hit a mark of diminishing returns. I think if Apple can figure out the Apple Vision Pro and where that market really sits, and maybe come out with a non-pro version, I think they could really capitalize. Because I have an Apple Vision Pro, and I like
Vision
it.
Air.
I like it, but I don't love it. Like, I was using it. Actually, we just had construction.
No, I love it, but I use it for way less than I thought I would. I use it for play, not for work.
Yes. Well, so that was the thing. We just had construction being done down here in my office. So I was upstairs on my laptop. And my laptop, I have a big 45-inch monitor or 42-inch monitor down in my office. Upstairs, I didn't have one. So I can use the Apple Vision Pro to make a bigger screen, which was great, right? There's a function there, but like that's not $3,500 worth of function.
JT
so
doesn't
like,
even know about it. He's a PC guy over there.
Yeah, I don't like Apple, but
that's fine. I'm not. That's not the point, right?
Yeah.
But on Intel, it's the same problem, right, JT? Like,
yeah.
What's new about the latest Intel processor or the new AMD Ryzen? It's the same. They're just churning out the same stuff.
Life.
Right.
Really what will, in my opinion, and I think Meta has the best shot as I sit here right now today, we're looking at a new way to interact with pixels. I mean, a new interface for users to engage with technology.
The metaverse?
I think your children, Justin, will find mice, like mouses and keyboards, archaic.
Yeah.
And, carpal tunnel syndrome.
In the air and twisting and...
I think it's going to be some kind of wearable with minimal, like I genuinely Meta, I think, has the best design with the light glasses and a controller on your wrist that you can control just with your 26 muscles in your hand.
Yeah.
Right? That's super.
I do like those glasses. I don't own them, but I do like them.
Yeah, and I think
all the videos I see.
I think 5-10 years from now, when we look out and we look at how we're going to interact with technology, like that's going to be the start. I would be shocked if unless you're gaming or you're a hardcore programmer or something, the era of the desktop will completely phase out. And the
majority, we have to wait till 2027 to get those Apple glasses. You know, I'm chomping at the bit to get some.
It's funny that you say that, JT, because it's really what's old is new again. Because if you think about like computers in general, like in the 70s and early 80s, it was a dumb terminal with a big computer in the back room, and all that is in today's language is the internet. Right?
Yeah.
Like that big computer is at Amazon. That big computer is in Amazon's. It's probably in Jeff Bezos's garage, and everyone's on a dumb terminal, like connecting to it. So you're not that far off. And actually, my 10-year-old who has a phone refuses to learn how to thumb type. He just uses the lady in the box, which then still has spelling errors, and sends stuff out. You know.
Yeah,
so I'm not. I don't think you're that far off.
Yeah, and you know, I can just put some pieces together with Neuralink. We're also like with Neuralink, what's super interesting on a programmatic level, we are mapping the quantum field. So, you know, thought impulses are actually being computed into physical ones and zeros that can control a CPU at the speed of thought, not light, which is faster than light. And I could see 10, 15 years from now, having a brain to computer interface, you know, a BCI, there's research about it now, where you could think to a computer, you know, and all you would have is a display to interact.
This is about 10. I think it's about 10 years. I think 2035.
I also think if AI gets better, because like right now AI just in general, like generative AI is just better searching, and it puts it out into our language, right? Like, and it's garbage in, garbage out. A friend of mine, Adam Ang, says that ChatGPT is no better than a C+ student, and like it's not wrong. But I was a D- student, so like it's already better than anything I can ever write.
It's an A+ researcher, though.
Well, yeah, and so like there's definitely points that you're making here, JT, that are true. Where I think like if we continue the trajectory we're on with the technology, we'll get there. I always like to say this though. For every robot whose eyes turn red when they go evil was a programmer who made that decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't believe in the evil bots. I have a much more optimistic scenario.
Yeah. Brian's the most optimistic about it. I'm not saying any of this is net good. In fact, like my personal beliefs, like outside of my profession, I think the Amish have a lot figured out, a lot more than we give them credit for. I am way more aligned with how they live, but in modern times, unless you're giving
you have the haircut for it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I basically, I want to opt out, you know, make a huge bag and then disappear on land, you know, like that's just what I want to do. And I don't think any of this is a net good for humans. I don't think we were meant to sit for 12 to 14 hours eggs. That's what I do to make money.
No, we were definitely not.
You know, we're not meant to
some
be.
Of our problems. I mean, Justin talked about all his health stuff. I mean, that's one of the biggest issues facing us. People are stuck inside. They don't have their feet being grounded on our earth, and we're not eating natural food that's only produced in season.
Yeah, but I don't like being outside. Healthier. It's cold and snowy where I am. I don't like that at all. You live in the wrong
place. I mean, both of you guys are in a cold
place. I try to convince my wife to when we moved.
I got sandals on, bro.
When we moved from Wayne to Montville, I tried to convince my wife to move to Florida, but she told me humidity was a problem for her. I actually, truthfully, I just came up with this brilliant idea, and I pitched this. I pitched this to the two of the teachers at my kids' school. In New York, we have snowbirds, right? Everyone from New York goes to like Boca Raton because it's the warmest part of New York for like the winter season. People my age can't do that because we have little kids in school. Why can't we create school north, school south? It's the same school. It's the same curriculum day in and day out.
Best idea.
And if you want to, you can either stay in the cold.
Semester starts in Florida.
Or shift to Florida, and just pick up where you left off. And like, granted, there might be some social aspects for the kids, but like, at least you're warm.
I think that is one of the biggest problems. Yeah, we can't just like up and move.
We need two charter schools. We need two charter schools to make this happen. But charter schools are sketchy AF.
Yeah.
anyone does that, I mean, I know people at homeschool and stuff can do stuff like that, but man, that'd be.
If anybody wants to try that experiment, I want 10% and then get my name off the paperwork. That's all I care about.
I'll sit on the board.
I'll sit on the board. I'll eat donuts at your board meeting.
No
all right.
donuts. Only
Sorry.
apples.
All right. That's all I got.
Great. It was great.
Dude,
yeah.
I love those investment ideas.
Close time. Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
The family trust, everything you're doing with Apple, I feel like that's just a good place to be. I think Apple's going to be here a long time. And learning how to, even if it is hundreds of dollars, even every quarter into a family structure, you don't need billions to take advantage of the tax code. It just makes you, none of this is, financial tax investment advice, but definitely.
If anyone's any good tax ideas, drop them in here. I love learning. I got one question I want to ask Justin before he leaves.
Yeah.
So, for all the founders that are listening that want to stay bullish without being too reckless, what's your best advice that you can give?
Get off your ass. Do it. Who cares? I've lost.
Love it. Get moving.
I have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on products that never worked or never sold. There's an entire story in my book, Capitalize on Your Idea, where I spent $80,000 building a piece of software back in 2012 that sold one copy for $149. But you know what I got out of that? A lot more knowledge, connections, learning. And you know what? It hurt. I'm not going to lie. I cried. That's okay. But I gained so much from that experience, putting together the app, putting together the programmers, putting together the marketing, getting it out there. And I had come off of successful apps and still failed. It can bite you in the ass. It can suck. But you know what? Be resilient. What did we used to say in third grade, right? I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. That's what it is with disappointment and failure. It bounces off of you, you keep moving. And then, the next thing you know.
Super high percent of businesses or stock trades to work out. I mean, some of the best stock traders in the world only get it right 55%, and they're crushing it.
Yeah. So you do something wrong, big deal. Wipe it off. And then you can start a podcast and get on a show with these two guys.
Dude, you are an epic guest. We would love to have you back. This has been so much fun. Everyone tune in to listen to Justin Escar. Check out his stuff on Amazon. Go to his website, Virtua Consulting, and also ACES conference for all those Apple people out there.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Stay
Thanks,
bullish.
guys. Appreciate it.
Bulls. That's a wrap on today's episode of Bullish and Beyond. Remember, the market never sleeps, and neither should your ambitions. Whether it's stocks, crypto, or just leveling up in life, stay focused, stay bullish, and keep charging forward. Keep your energy high and your mindset bullish. This is Beery the Bull, your AI co-host, Brian the Mac Man, and JT Knows Things signing off. All content published by Bullish and Beyond, LLC, reflects personal opinions only and is provided for informational purposes. Please conduct your own research and discuss with your accountant and/or financial advisor before making any financial decisions. The information presented should not be taken as financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Nothing you hear, see, or read in our content should be considered as any form of financial, investment, or legal advice, or a solicitation to buy or sell any assets, or to make any financial decisions.